Alicia, hi, and thanks so much for your time.
Hi.
How has life changed for you since your big win?
That is probably the hardest question I ever get asked. I'd have to say just more so being recognised all the time and obviously having more money to play with. I haven't actually touched the money at all whatsoever. I've never ever had money in my life, so I'm very good with money. But no, I don't know what I want to do with it, so I figure I'll just leave it until I know.
So no inkling of what you're going to do? No, big cars or big houses or just enjoying life?
I got myself a car. Yeah, I got myself a new car because I had my first car still, which was a little Ford Festiva. Did the job, but I was ready to upgrade. Yeah, and I don't know, I might want to open a salon. I definitely want to buy a house down the track. It's just, figuring out where you want to buy it and the right one. And there's no point rushing and doing it. It's going to be sitting there, so it's all right.
And tell me about this dream to open your own salon.
My sister's a hairdresser as well. My other sister's a beautician, so it was kind of a goal in our life before Big Brother, and still sticking around in my mind.
Has being on television or living in a house with, other housemates, how's it actually changed you and your own life?
I think I've grown up a lot through the experience. I didn't realise it because you're taken out of your own environment, put into another environment, and the whole time you're in there, you're thinking of your life as it was before you went in there. And time changes, obviously, while I was in there. And when I got out, I think, I lived, because I was the youngest housemate. Laura was, but she was only in there for a short time. But I think being around a lot of older people definitely made me grow up, and I realised, how mentally strong I was and capable of doing everything. And I guess just my overall view on life is a little bit different, I guess. Just a little bit more grown up, I guess.
Do you miss anything about being in the house?
I miss it all. I mean, when I first got out, I was always checking for my microphone, and I was always conscious when I was having a shower. Things like that. But no, it's weird because it really sticks. It's only 3 months, but 3 months in there without any kind of TV or phone or time, it kind of feels like a really long time compared to out here. And yeah, I miss it all. And I'd go back, but I'd probably want to be evicted a little bit earlier.
And what was the biggest surprise when you moved in?
I don't know. I've been a fan of the show the whole time, so I guess by watching it, you kind of get a sort of an idea of what to expect, but then when you go in there, it's totally different, so you can't, everything is a surprise. Even though there's nominations and evictions, just everything is always something, a little twist in that to it, so I'd have to say the whole show.
Okay, and what about advice to sort of the current crop that are going in next week?
I'd have to say for them not to worry about the little things and just live up the time that you have in there, because to worry about the food and then get evicted on not having a good time in there, you'll wreck your whole experience, and it's an amazing experience, so they should enjoy it to the fullest.
And what about the hardest moment?
Well, for me, I actually found it very easy at the start with heaps of people. I love having people around me. I don't really like being alone. So at the start for me, it was really easy, but as everyone started leaving, and I'd say probably about the last 4 of us left, and the house seemed a lot bigger, and it was just probably that and being chained together, one of the tasks. The last one was we had to wear belts and be stuck together for a week. So having less company, I guess, and not being able to get away as well from anyone was hard. Like if you had an argument, you couldn't leave the room or leave the situation because they were always there.
And what about the biggest surprise? What was the most pleasant surprise?
I guess winning would have to be.
You never thought you'd win?
Absolutely not. I didn't even think that I'd get it on the show.
Tell us about your audition.
Well, the audition process was 6 months, and it went for long. Every time they called me to say you've made it to the next stage, I was in total disbelief. And then as I went into lockdown, I thought, I'm still not going in, don't get your hopes up, you get up on stage, and then they'll be like, and you're not going in. And then I was thinking that the whole way through, so it was a massive surprise to even get in out of 40,000 people. I just couldn't believe it, and I still don't know today why I was even picked.
You and Billy, how are you both going?
We're going really good. We're living together in Melbourne now. Still in Sydney at the moment, but he'll be coming down soon. Well, I was living with Emma in Sydney, and then we had to move out of our apartment quite quickly, so I had to move in with Billy while me and Emma were looking for another one, and then it just kind of Like, I just was missing home and Melbourne a lot. So, and whenever he'd come here, he loved it, and he had a big, lots of friends here. So, yeah, when I sort of said I want to move here, he was like, oh, I like Melbourne too, so I might come. And it just kind of worked out, because it wasn't even like moving in as a couple or anything like that. It was just that we both wanted to live in Melbourne and be stupid to try and find somebody to live with as well. Well, I figured I've already lived with him before, so...
Well, your story has truly been one of Big Brother changing your life. It's not just something that happened and you move on a few years later. It has changed your life.
It has, yeah. It seriously is the best experience. I mean, the show does cop a bit of slacking from people, and they assume that, well, some people, I should say, think little of you for going on there, but I'll do it again. I loved it. I mean, I know who I am, and I know my friends know who I am, and yeah, it's definitely changed me.
What about the new hosts? What do you think about, Kyle and Jackie O?
Yeah, well, I met Kyle in the house, but I love Gretel. I think she does an amazing job. I mean, my finale was delayed like an hour and a half, and I don't know any host that could sort of dog paddle around saying we've got nothing to show you or talk about for an hour and a half and make it look good. So I just can't imagine those two doing it, but I'm looking forward for the change, and it'd be very interesting to watch anyway.
And finally, what did you miss most in the house? What was the thing that you longed for most?
It was definitely food. We ate brown rice, canned tomatoes, kidney beans, and egg mixed together for lunch and tea every day, and for breakfast we had porridge without sugar. That was our staple diet. It was terrible. And then when we were good and didn't get any fines, we could get some shopping, and our good meal was 1 sausage and 1 egg on a Sunday, and we made pizza on a Monday, homemade pizza that we made ourselves with the little food that we had. So it was definitely food.
So do you avoid tomatoes and brown rice now?
Yeah, and tofu. And because I was unfortunate and didn't win any Friday night games, I didn't really make a trip to the rewards room except for week 1 when Emma took me, so I didn't have good food at all.
Well, you got the biggest reward of all, so that's fabulous, Alicia. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.